7 signs. You are a highly intelligent Taurus. 2 Taurus people may stay in the same relationship for years. One stays because the relationship is still growing, still meaningful, and still worth protecting. The other stays because admitting that it is over would force them into uncertainty. From the outside, both may look equally loyal. But their loyalty comes from completely different places. That is why Taurus intelligence is often misunderstood. Taking your time is not automatically wisdom. Holding on is not always strength. And choosing what feels safe does not always mean choosing what has real value. An unhealthy Taurus protects what feels familiar. A normal Taurus naturally protects stability, loyalty, and consistency. A highly intelligent Taurus knows whether that stability is real, whether that loyalty is still deserved, and whether what they are holding continues to give something meaningful back. Your intelligence is not measured by how long you can hold on. It is revealed by knowing what deserves to remain in your life. And that difference becomes clearest in these 7 situations. Number 1, you do not let urgency make the decision for you. Someone gives you until the end of the day to accept a job offer. A salesperson insists that the opportunity will disappear if you do not act immediately. Or a relationship suddenly demands a commitment before you have had time to understand what you are agreeing to. An unhealthy Taurus avoids the decision because movement feels threatening. They delay answering, avoid the conversation, or remain with the current option simply because it is familiar. They call it patience. But underneath the patience is fear. A normal Taurus slows the process down. They want to compare the options, understand the consequences, and make sure the decision feels secure. Their caution often protects them from choices other people make in excitement and regret later. But they may keep thinking after the important questions have already been answered. Caution can become a comfortable place to hide. A highly intelligent Taurus separates real urgency from manufactured pressure. They notice whether more time will reveal useful information or simply delay a necessary choice. They can wait when waiting protects judgment. And they can act quickly when delay would create a genuine loss. They may still dislike being rushed, but discomfort no longer decides the answer. The unhealthy Taurus delays to avoid change. The normal Taurus slows down to feel secure. The highly intelligent Taurus chooses the pace that protects the decision. Number 2, you understand the difference between price and value. You are offered a higher salary, a better title, or a lifestyle that looks impressive from the outside. But the job will take your evenings, damage your health, and leave you with no energy for the life that money is supposed to improve. An unhealthy Taurus may chase visible security. They may believe that more money, more possessions, or a more impressive image will finally make them feel safe. The opposite can also happen. They may refuse a useful investment because spending anything feels dangerous. In both cases, fear controls the choice. A normal Taurus looks for quality and reliability. They prefer something dependable over something exciting but uncertain. They think about durability, maintenance, and whether the choice will still make sense after the excitement fades. That often leads to wise decisions. But comfort can sometimes be given too much value simply because it feels predictable. A highly intelligent Taurus sees the complete exchange. They notice the visible reward and the hidden bill. A relationship may look stable and cost your self-respect. A beautiful home may cost your freedom. A prestigious career may cost your body. And something simple may give you peace, time, and stability that no impressive title can replace. The unhealthy Taurus is controlled by possession or scarcity. The normal Taurus chooses what feels dependable. The highly intelligent Taurus understands what the choice will keep costing long after the excitement is gone. Number 3, you trust patterns more than promises. Someone apologizes beautifully. They say they understand what they did. They promise everything will change. They use the exact words you hope to hear. An unhealthy Taurus may believe the promise because accepting the pattern would require letting go. The relationship or friendship feels familiar, and familiarity can become more powerful than evidence. Another unhealthy Taurus may move in the opposite direction. One mistake becomes permanent proof because changing an established judgment feels uncomfortable. A normal Taurus takes time before trusting fully. They value consistency and need to see actions supporting the words. They may forgive, but they do not feel secure again until the person begins following through. That protects them from empty promises. although they may sometimes wait too long for a pattern that has already become obvious. A highly intelligent Taurus looks at the evidence without forcing it to support the outcome they prefer. They may desperately want to believe the apology. They may hope this time will be different. But hope does not erase repetition. They notice whether the behavior changes after the apology, whether the person remains dependable when it becomes inconvenient, and whether improvement appears only when loss feels close. The unhealthy Taurus believes what protects familiarity. The normal Taurus waits for consistency. The highly intelligent Taurus lets repeated actions decide how much trust a promise deserves. Number 4, you build stability instead of simply clinging to routine. The same bill is late again. The same deadline becomes a crisis every month. The same broken habit keeps damaging your health, schedule, or peace. An unhealthy Taurus repeats the routine because changing it feels uncomfortable. They may complain about the same problem while resisting the adjustment that could prevent it. The routine has stopped supporting them, but familiarity still feels safer than experimentation. A normal Taurus creates dependable habits. They save, plan ahead, maintain important possessions, and prefer knowing what is coming. Their consistency often gives them a level of stability other people struggle to build. But they may stay loyal to a method simply because it worked before. A highly intelligent Taurus studies what keeps going wrong and changes the system. Instead of dealing with the same emergency again, they create one small habit that prevents it. They prepare meals before exhaustion turns every evening into chaos. They maintain something before it breaks. They organize their work so the same deadline does not become the same crisis. They still value routine, but routine must continue earning its place. The unhealthy Taurus repeats what is familiar. The normal Taurus creates routine. The highly intelligent Taurus builds systems that make future problems less powerful. Number 5, you know when persistence has become attachment. You have spent years building a relationship, career, business, friendship, or dream. You have invested money, time, loyalty, and identity into it. Now the situation no longer seems alive. But leaving would mean admitting that your original choice no longer fits your life. An unhealthy Taurus stays because leaving feels like failure. They continue investing because they cannot tolerate the thought that what they already gave may never return. They may endure stagnation, disrespect, or repeated disappointment because beginning again feels more frightening than continuing. A normal Taurus remains committed. They understand that valuable things require patience, repetition, and effort. They do not abandon something simply because progress becomes slow or a season becomes difficult. That loyalty can build what other people give up on too early, but it can also make them slow to recognize when the situation has fundamentally changed. A highly intelligent Taurus separates difficulty from death. They look at whether effort still produces movement, whether the situation still responds to care, and whether they would choose it again with everything they now know. They may still feel grief, fear, or even embarrassment at the thought of starting over. But they no longer invest more simply to justify the old investment. The unhealthy Taurus stays because leaving feels like defeat. The normal Taurus stays because commitment matters. The highly intelligent Taurus stays only while commitment still has something alive to protect. Number 6, you know the difference between comfort and numbing. You feel exhausted, emotionally overwhelmed, dissatisfied with work, or uneasy in a relationship. You turn toward familiar comforts: food, sleep, shopping, entertainment, a quiet room, or a routine that makes life feel manageable again. An unhealthy Taurus uses comfort to disappear from the problem. They may overeat, overspend, sleep excessively, or remain inactive while the real source of discomfort keeps growing. The relief is temporary, and nothing becomes clearer afterward. A normal Taurus restores themselves through physical stability. Good food, rest, beauty, familiar surroundings, and a peaceful environment help them return to balance. This is not laziness. Their body often needs calm before their mind can process what happened. But recovery can quietly become avoidance. A highly intelligent Taurus notices the difference in how they feel afterward. Real restoration gives them more strength, more clarity, and more ability to face what is wrong. Numbing only makes the problem feel farther away for a few hours. They notice when their shoulders tighten around a certain person. They notice when sleep changes after entering a particular environment. They notice when a job that looks perfect on paper leaves them constantly depleted. Their body is not always the final answer, but it is often the first messenger. The unhealthy Taurus uses comfort to escape. The normal Taurus uses comfort to recover. The highly intelligent Taurus knows whether comfort is rebuilding their strength or delaying the truth. Number 7, you support people without making them dependent on your stability. Someone you care about makes another reckless decision. Once again, they come to you when the consequences arrive. They need money, transport, a place to stay, help fixing the damage, or someone to organize what they refuse to handle themselves. An unhealthy Taurus keeps rescuing them because being needed creates security. They may complain about the burden, but they continue accepting it because their usefulness has become part of the relationship. Their stability absorbs every consequence, allowing the other person to avoid growth. A normal Taurus helps because loyalty matters. They cook the meal, lend the money, make the appointment, help with the move, or provide somewhere safe to recover. Their support is practical, dependable, and often deeply generous. But saying no can feel disloyal, even when the same help has already been given many times. A highly intelligent Taurus thinks beyond the immediate rescue. They consider what their help will teach. Will this support help the person recover or make the same behavior easier to repeat? They may still feel guilty setting a boundary, but they no longer treat guilt as proof that the boundary is wrong. They can offer guidance, temporary shelter, food, or practical help without paying every consequence. The unhealthy Taurus needs to be needed. The normal Taurus proves love through reliability. The highly intelligent Taurus offers support that creates greater responsibility rather than greater dependence. Being a highly intelligent Taurus does not mean you never fear uncertainty, become attached, seek comfort, or struggle to let go. It means those instincts no longer decide what deserves your loyalty. The unhealthy Taurus protects what feels familiar. The normal Taurus protects what appears stable. The highly intelligent Taurus protects what continues to create real value. Your intelligence is not measured by how long you can hold on. It is revealed by knowing what deserves to remain in your life. So, in which area do you recognize yourself most clearly? Decisions, value, trust, routines, attachment, comfort, or relationships? And in that situation, which version of Taurus do you become? Share your answer in the comments and tell us what highly intelligent Taurus energy looks like in your life.